Hello everyone, it's Monday and you know what it is. It's Monday and it's another round for Monday Motivation, and for this week we will be talking about success and self-development. Yes. So first, let's define what success is. According to Collins Dictionary, success is the achievement of something that you have been trying to do. Very simple. It can be big or small. Personally, I'd like to think that we are free to define our own success, that it doesn't have to be grand. Maski completing one's task on a daily basis can be called a success. So I'd like to think it that way. Okay, why not? And because of that, I'd like to say that success is very subjective to one's own definition, which most of the time is relative to their goals. And with that being said, our quote of the week is, "Your level of success will seldom exceed your level of self-development," by Jim Rohn. He is also the same person who said the famous line, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." In other words, if you want to be successful, you have to be successful first in developing yourself to bring you closer to your goal. So if you want to be rich, you must develop yourself on financial matters, like on how to do good investments or other stuff related to investing or business. Kay murag mao man na siya the best way to grow your money. And then if you want to be healthy and fit, then develop a good habit of eating properly, balanced diet, and exercising. So the more you do those things that will help you develop yourself, the more you bring yourself to your goal, which will make you successful. So if you want to be successful on something, you have to develop your skills to prepare you when the opportunity comes. If you happen to compare yourself to other people's journey and you think that they had it easy, maybe because someone ahead of them developed their self more, that the benefits stream down to the family or to the other family member. Let's just say that we define success as being famous or having the money, and then you would say nga, ang anak ani nga celebrity didn't do anything, she had it easy. But then if you look at her parents, makaingon ka nga, because her parents work hard or develop their self so much that they were able to provide a legacy for their daughter, and with that there was still self-development that happened. Going back to the quote, okay, nalayo na ta. If you want to be successful and you're not doing anything, then there is something wrong somewhere. So you must be self-aware enough and be humble to acknowledge that you have to develop yourself to be successful. Now, if you say, I want to be successful in filmmaking, and then ingon sad ka sa imong self, but I don't know how to film, I don't have the camera, I don't have all this stuff, then you give yourself more reason not to develop yourself. And then how are you gonna be a filmmaker if you're not even putting an effort to start to develop yourself? Just buy the things you need. If you don't have money, find ways on how to acquire those items. I like pangawat. But yeah, there are so many ways. If you don't know how, search it online. Tutorials, there are more than 1, 2, 3 nga legit motudlo about whatever you want to learn to develop yourself. Find ways. Go. It's for free. And once you acquire the knowledge, you have to execute, because if you're just gonna keep acquiring knowledge and then maghigda ra ka tibok adlaw, then wala ra gihapoy mahappen. You have to learn something, you practice, and then If it doesn't work, you learn again. You bridge the gap until you are able to know how things work, and then you continue searching or chasing progress. Not perfection, progress. Okay? So most common misconception of success is it can only be achieved in long term. That's why if maingon ta nga successful ang isa ka person na siya standard or na siya na nabuhat na wala nabuhat sa uban, but I don't want to think it that way. Why endure the suffering of chasing a successful journey or outcome when you can be successful on small things or little steps that you take towards your goal? Because if you keep thinking that in order for you to be successful, murag the idea itself is daunting, murag mahadlok ka, more risk, because imuhang idea of success is like it takes years, which is true if you really want to be kanang very successful. But if you want to be successful and happy nga celebrating small stuff, then why not? You just have to define or redefine your own success in where nga malipay ka sa imong gibuhat, nga dili ka mag-goal nga I still have to do this for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. But if what I'm trying to point out is it's good to have a long-term goal, but don't forget that it's the small steps that you take that will make it worth it to set a long-term goal. Don't be blinded sa years, but enjoy the daily process, the daily grind, or whatever you call it. Chase self-development instead of success. Once you develop yourself, success will follow as long as you're driven by the correct reason. I'm not an expert of self-development and all, pero that's why this video is here, is to help us or to share with you the things that will keep us going and to have a motivation for the entire week. So before I finish this one, I just want to share a guide on how we can develop ourselves, how we can set goals. This guideline is inspired by Simon Sinek. So first is know your why. You must know why you're doing what you're doing. You must have the right reason based on your standard, because if things get rough, you want to have a solid reminder of why you're doing this, why you're putting effort, why you're investing your time on this thing. So it's very important to start with your why. Second is know your how. If you know why you're doing it, if you have the right reason, then you must also know how are you gonna do it. Once you're self-aware, then you will know your how. Like if you are aware that you're still here and then your goal is to be here, then how are you gonna bridge this gap? You'll have your direction on where to go and how you're gonna do it. And then third is your what. What are the things that you have to do in order to address your how? So this how and what can be changed. If things don't work out, then you try another plan, or you can try other way. As long as you have a strong why or reason why you're doing things, then you can change the last two parts, but the why should stay as it is. You change the plan, not the goal. So that's it for this week's Monday Motivation. I hope it'll encourage you to develop yourself more on whatever areas you want to be successful on. It's entirely up to you. Have a good week. Bye.